Well, here it is, Wednesday, May 3rd. It's the middle of the week. What am I doing work on this in the middle of the week? Well, I got out of work early today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's going to be a light day at work, so I thought I'd get a head start on the weekend. Basically, I wanted to, since Sunday, I knew I was going to stop shooting videos on the disassembly of the Dodge, oddball and the clutch throwout bearing and all that stuff, but now I'm kind of in the middle area here. I decided to do something when I had the transmission out. I noticed that most of the oil that was leaking out of it was coming from the transmission because with no transmission in there, it's not dripping all over the place. And there's a little drip on the oil pan, the oil plug. But that's why I changed the oil, which it ain't going to be a problem. I'm not going to be changing the oil again. I got other plans for this whole thing. But either way, I pressure washed this on Sunday, and I wanted to get a good look at it, see if that rear main seal looked bad. So sure enough, when I got a look at it, it was just leaking off from behind the brake drum here. So I ordered, let me back up a little bit. Let me back up and let me spin you around a little bit. First off, I got to give a shout out to this guy on Facebook. Now, I don't remember his name offhand, but I had posted the problems I was having with this transmission on a 1941 Dodge WC page. And one of the guys came right out and gave me all kinds of information, a lot of help, a lot of love on that page. He gave me all the part numbers to the bearings and the seals. So made it real easy getting the input bearing and ordering the rear seal, which will be here on Friday. So I'm not going to tear into the transmission and replace everything. I'm just replacing what's bad because I don't plan on keeping this setup forever. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to take it out and do a motor swap with something a little more reliable and put this all this away in my shed out back for maybe somebody else down the road. Being my truck had already been cut up, it's not original, I don't feel too bad about doing that. If it was an original command car, I wouldn't. I would rebuild what I have. But since it's not original, we're gonna run with it. All right, getting back to the work here is so today I came home and I wanted to get a head start on that, taking that seal off. So first thing is I took the brake band off and it's all soaking wet with oil. And just to let you know, there's a little tiny spring that goes in here that makes it kind of hard to get out. I'm not sure how you're supposed to. Maybe you're supposed to squash that spring in. I'm gonna have to get a new spring, but you know what that means? That means a trip to McFadden-Dale's, and they do have a $5 minimum on any credit card purchase, so I'm gonna have to buy some more hardware. All right, maybe, who knows what we'll have to buy. But so I got that off, and then I noticed, I'm like, oh no, this thing's flopping around like a fish on the dock. So I pulled it off. Let me pull it off here. There we go. One-handed, look at that. And grabbed the shaft of the transmission. And, the only reason it's moving is because the front input shaft's out and there's no bearing. So you go side to side, and that's tighter than a nun's Tupperware. So, good news. I mean, that is good news. And it was leaking like crazy. You can totally tell when I flip over this drum here, you can see the wear marks on the bearing there, or on the, you can see it's not even a good contact. It was leaking. So I'm going to sand that up with some emery cloth. I want to get my Harbor Freight wire brush in here and clean it all up and clean this up and maybe get my Ryobi wheel with the sander or the wire wheel on it and start really going to town on all this. But while I had it apart, I wanted to share you a little reason why I'm so happy the seal's been replaced. Not happy it's leaking, I'm just happy it was replaced, because if you saw my earlier videos, this seal was in the transfer case. There were 4 of these. Look at that. Yeah, I used like 6 pounds of C4 to get that seal out. And it still needed a 10-pound sledgehammer, and I hooked a 1/2-inch chain to a D9 dozer, and it finally popped out, and then I had to do the rest of them. But these were, I have never in my life, and that was doing it on the bench. On a bench, where I could turn it, lift it, move it, whatever, stand, sit, hang upside down from the rafters. I couldn't imagine doing those in the truck. There's a lot of room, but just on the ground, but still, I have never, that's just, wow. And all 4 of them were leaking, so had to do it. So this is a regular seal. I can tell it's just destroyed there. It's hard as can be. So, I mean, I'll just be able to use my regular Harbor Freight, seal tool, pop that sucker right out, clean everything up, throw it back together. And after you get that thrown back together, it all's cleaned up, I'm going to bend the shifter over a little bit, get to play with the torch. It's always fun because, you know, fire. And let's see, then just wait till Friday, get the seal. Hopefully I have the bearing by Friday. It's supposed to be here by Friday. Put this whole ring Adaris back together. Hit it with some of the, right over there, see the paint? The cap? Some olive drab paint, make it all look all shiny, or all flat black. And put her back in with the new, let's see what I got over here. I got the throughout bearing pressed on the housing there, so it's all ready to go. And here's my box of parts. I'll put that right there. But I'm gonna quit this video right now, and I'm gonna clean up my table. It's getting a little cluttered. And oh hey, see these? These are the ball bearings that were out of the front bearing that went bad. You know, 30 weight ball bearings. That's from Fletch. So there it is. There I am, saying goodbye. Have a great weekend. Check our great week. Check back this weekend. Like, share, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Tell Mama Cat. Have a great weekend. Have a great week, and we'll see you next weekend. And as always, Semper Fi. Like butter.